I don't know what to say about that. Fuck getting roped down and watching this bitch collect wood all day. Oh man, what are oh my god. Supposed to do when you can't make arrows in this game? No blaze for bombs, no wood for arrows. Robo Death, how you doing? You've missed a lot of Horizon. There ain't much left. Use yourself as an arrow. Yeah. Oh my god. That was crazy. Crazy but good. How much wood can you have at once? Thousands if you want. I just stopped picking it up because we usually have right now I have 13 wood. I think it stacks to 100. I usually have about 1,000. I just wasn't thinking about it because we always have too much. Look, we burned through almost 1,000 wire today. We've burned through a ton of wood. Everything's blaze. We're out of blaze, wood, wire. But that's what happens when you try to take down Fire Claws on Ultra Hard. You're gonna burn through all your resources. The cool thing is we can now go buy the maps. Now we can get to Mellow, maybe. We can go get the maps for the pigments and the figures, the last couple figures. Yeah, I know. Robo, I know.
Got some blue gleam. Might as well trade it.
For the rescue there. High five. Werak Chieftain outfit will heal us up slowly. Phoenix, how the actual shit do you run out of wood? Well, that's what I was thinking when it happened. How did that happen? It doesn't make sense. But it happened. Happened. Well, we fought 3 Fire Claws today. 2 at once and 1 by itself. And we fought 2 Fire Claws yesterday. That's how it happened. Anything else we've been fighting? He felt bad. He dropped dead to help me out. That was nice of him, wasn't it? I was prepared to scramble until he was dead, but I needed arrows or something. I was drained of basic resources, so the options were running out. Why am I not picking up wood? I'm so out of the habit of picking up wood. I've been running by it, I assume, this whole time. I've trained myself not to see it. We are not climbing up this rock, are we? Are we? Aloy, please. Look where I was going. And... oh, man. Got the wrong way. Gotta go this way. Get around this rock formation. This is worse than that. I gotta backtrack. Ah, it brought us into a giant rock alcove. Beautiful, Aloy. Great shot. Have you ever stood somewhere looking out over a foggy valley like that? Well, not like this, but... eerie, foggy valley with only the treetops poking out. Good university in Portsmouth. Yeah, that's a different view.
Look out below!
You know what, Rango? You too. It's,
Calm.
you know, I suppose any game, no matter how good, it's not for everyone, but to think that someone put this game down is just a little bit sad, and to hear you've gone back to it, enjoying it, yes, that makes me glad. Hey, that's sort of... Picked it back up 3 different times. Well, what feels different? Or, I mean, what's got you back this time? I know seeing it here got you thinking about it, but now that you're playing it, picking it up again for the 3rd time, past the first few hours again. Finally enjoying it. Lost your data. I don't know if I remember that. God, if I knew that you lost your data even once. Horrible. I don't know if I'm creating a false memory now, but thinking of, now it's starting to sound familiar. He did mention it. God. Let me think about where we're at. Get around. Up and around. Are the two of you still on speaking terms?
This'll last. Ouch. These will keep.
Oh, I wonder if we just wrecked any of the stuff on the table there.
Care to talk about these figurines of yours?
They're not really mine.
We're here for 2
but
maps.
I've always got time to talk about them.
Figurines and the pigments. Why we needed all the bones.
That's
We
all
go
I
in
need to know.
search
Are you sure?
of paint
You can never learn too much.
and baubles. Excellent. That's up north. The northmost stuff, we've got pigment here. And a figurine, and that's not far. Why don't we start, go east, north, east, and then we'll go from there. You hunt. I don't know if that's a serious question for me. I'm not a hunter, no. But,
Oh, the winters. Coming at
Aloy!
once.
Well, no, I don't even think Aloy is a trophy hunter. Not really. Not when, unless she has to be. The lodge. This is a good PS4. That actually, you didn't need to clarify that. That just went right over my head. I'm thinking too much about hunting, and so I just slipped a gear. But I do that a lot lately. No, that actually made more sense. No, not deliberately. Sometimes, I mean, if I can be a completionist, but if I decided I wanted to be a trophy hunter, I'd probably go crazy. So sometimes I'll I'll go for a platinum deliberately if I like a game enough. We did that with Horizon. I tried to make sure we were going to get a platinum by the end, and when the credits rolled, dang. But, I mean, not that much. When convenient. Trophy hunter when convenient. Spotted right now. I want to trophy hunt Phantom Pain. I'm not sure I've looked at its list. Is it a crazy long list? Let's just do this with corruption arrows. Time consuming. Is that true? Is your beer doing all right? Or starting to? How long has it been?
Something's good
Hey,
in your
dark salt. Comes and goes now. So, you're hearing in that ear? It's been a little strange when it started to come back. Just started to, though. That's how hard you want to work it. Ah! I know you don't. I know when you say popping there, you mean the good kind of popping, but. Geysers are pretty cool. It's progress. Sounds like progress, man. Watcher. I wonder if we're gonna be able to spot figure. Scrapper pile. Appears to be a little more than salvage. I wonder if the figure is gonna say figure or if it's gonna be in a box or a pile.
machine that disappears into thin air.
Is that a regular stalker? Oh, I want it. I want it. Can I have it? I want it. Yes, good excuse. Okay. Shit, there's two of them. Right there. Oh, they've got to be demonic too. I'm not getting an override prompt. Which is bad. Bad. We're looking for a figurine, not a fight. It's not right on the marker. It's, you know, somewhere around here, and I'm thinking it could be in one of these piles. So really, it should be a purple loot indicator. Our worlds are color-coded anymore. Be up somewhere. Well, I'm rather unsure, but the scrapper piles are my best guess so far.
This'll do nicely.
I cannot take demonic stalkers with a silent strike. They will not die. They will just get angry. Scrappers, maybe. I'd say that's a pretty big maybe, though. Try it. Cool. All right, that's very promising. Get the other one. We're gonna have to clear the area and then look around. One who's watching is gonna watching. So where's our loot anyways? We're looking for a figure. It doesn't have to be in the middle here. I don't see anything besides the scrapper piles. He's on perma alert. You think? We're still really low on resources. Hey, what? Animal figurine. There it is. It's in the middle. Okay. We're going back in where the stalker goes by. In there, after all. I don't see it here, but it's in there. We saw it. Oh, now I do. It's right there. hidden kind of in the wall in this alcove. Got it. Got it. They may have seen us. Okay. Pigment next. Shit! Badly did they want to pick a fight, I wonder.
Never know when I might need these.
Terrible, Aloy. Pissed off the locals, huh? Let's see him.
Die! Together and fuck!
Okay, this is not good.
Gotcha.
Gonna have to get out of the water.
Gone.
Don't mind
We
me.
can get an overhead
Look at that
strike
climber
from here.
go!
Yes! Ha ha!
Behind you!
Ah! I wanted 2 for 1.
Oh. Take this.
Don't try it! I have the high ground!
I wonder what they'll trade for Blueberry.
I think they do. Phoenix, I think they do. I was asking that same question out loud earlier today. I don't think I had tried it before. Did test it, didn't I? I think it worked. Maybe I didn't test it. Maybe I only thought about it. You may not be able to climb up here. Or... figure out where the actual pigment is. You should be. this way, though. Do this, Aloy? Alright, Aloy has played a lot of Skyrim and Fallout. Sure she can do this. There must be a way. Yes, I'm gonna be stubborn about this. I don't think I went the right way, though. Uh-oh, incoming! We are not in a very good spot to take cover, are we? Demonic freeze, fellow back. Hi. Alan Wick. How you doing? Who's the pigment? I'm up here for a pigment, and I spotted it before we got up here. Oh, we've got a non-demonic freeze Bellowback. We can turn them against each other. Gotta get closer. Whoa, whoa! No, 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 no. Carry on. No, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, it just went to shit. You get a temporary effect over here, but really not what I was looking for. Behind you. Demonic Bellowback needs to turn around. About to get a surprise. Something's behind me. That's bad.
That'll be those things.
Where did the pigment go? Where is it? We're up here for paint. We are actually up here for paint, and I've lost it. I haven't found it yet. Come on, I want to know where the pigment is. I had it before. We'll deal with them. Find our paint, though. Frostclaw? Yes, please. Maybe I'll regret asking, but why that quote? Keep bringing that quote up. That specific quote. A couple, a few, but that one is one of them. Why that one? Weird path. Does he circle the tree? Is that part of his path? Not much. Not that much. fighting fire claws so much, we haven't had a chance to see how cool the Frosties look in a while. Wow, they choked the frame rate for a second. Too much power! This is so close to us. This is getting closer, too. Don't get any closer! Oh, don't get closer! Plenty close. Yeah. Our bear wins! Alright, we really need to find this pigment and then not lose sight of it. Okay. Is that it? Pigment. Pigment. Do you see where it is? It is, I keep my eye on it. There we go. Medium crystal. Yes, Horizon is Bay. Hard to argue with that. Right, well, more pigments. Pigment. Pigment. Only one more statue and it's all the way down here. We don't need all the pigments before we go back to Montana Recreations. We just need the other statue. Pigments? I don't know. The pigment trader might be back at the main village. Oh, let's keep going. Collectible hunting. And if we don't pick them all up today, we're going to have at least one more stream of Horizon. Right now, tentatively, is Monday. And we might finish the main story of our New Game Plus. We might finish the main story on Monday. Or it might not be Monday. If you've been here recently, you know that I have not been here as often as I'm supposed to be, so still planning on it. Got it. Thank you for coming back. Back again. Taking a lot from a lot of us to build this into what it is, and I hate being absent and feeling like I'm neglecting. I mean, this is alive. This breathes. I've been speaking about it off stream with friends lately, but this is this is a living, breathing thing that we've built. And for my part, I realize I'm in the middle of it, which is a unique role, but we're all part of it. And when I don't show up, it's it feels neglectful. I don't. It's awful. Whatever the reason might be. Okay, a good reason's a good reason, but I don't have a lot of good reasons. I just have my scrambled head and all relative, but that rarely feels like a good reason. This has become and has continued to be such a special place for me, and I hope for many of you. I want to do right by that, you know? Oh, life is messy.
The mountain has burned for as long as I can remember.
You guys are great.
Now, it's worse.
So thank you. Thank you for everything. Pigment, pigment, pigment. HE, audio only as you head home from work. And I won't bother to type the response that I might have. Hello. Drive safe.
I wonder what they'll trade for Blue Gleam.
Hey. Pigment. It is. It's a comfort zone. It is. And on one hand, as a comfort zone, truly, it's one of those places where, with very few exceptions, I can go, you can go, I can go, even feeling bad. It's a comfort zone. But it's also, and I'm gonna overshare a little bit, because we're here to have a good time. We're here to have fun, you know? Relax and have a good time. When I have my own impediments to that state of mind, I trip over the idea of bringing it here. Step zero here is to have fun. I mean, before step one is the basic premise that we're here to have fun. And if I feel, for whatever reasons, rational, irrational, like there's a serious impediment to my getting anywhere near that, I don't want to bring that impediment here, you know? This is the one place I can't bring that. I feel comfortable bringing just about anything here, but not the opposite of fun, if you know what I mean.
Hunting, tolerable.
We are here to have fun.
Stone yield will do just fine.
Be careful not to stretch that point too far, but I bet some of you got what I meant.
There's guilt underneath. These are different
I think we can just weave our way through the rest of these points. Pigment, 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 pigment statue. And then maybe turn them in and head back up to Montana Recreations with the statues. Could be something cool there. I mean, we'll get, whatever the last two figurines are, we get to see little holographic representations and hear what, anyone remember his name? The merchant there, the one who studies animals, theorizes about the animals of the old world. I think he'll be delighted when he has all the statues. I think we can do that right now.
I wonder what sort of challenge they present.
We'll give Stone Yield a new
What's,
legacy. Better one.
is it for
I'll find a
completing
use for you.
Peace and harmony.
New Game Plus on Ultra Hard? Just, what's the face paint thing? I've heard a few mentions of face paint. Is that for Aloy in game and it's locked away behind completion? Is it? What's the deal?
So much for being careful.
that? A fallen tall neck? I think I noticed this before. Luke, thank you. And so and Sharon. Two. And if briefly. Although it's not supposed to be brief. I mean, this, in addition to other things that that we had here, and that I want to have again, but we can't have right now, is I mean, you know, marathon streams, endurance streams, all the good stuff there. Well, I still hope we can have these things back one day. And Luke, I don't know if you remember, and I hope I'm not oversharing too much on your behalf. I think I'm okay here. Tell me if I hope I'm not out of bounds. But when you told me you were done, you messaged me on Discord and told me you were done, and I'm glad you're back. I should have just started with I'm glad you're back. But when you messaged me and told me that you were done, I think I told you I hoped and expected that you might return. Now, maybe that was presumptuous of me, but there is something very special about Twitch. Not just here. There is something very special about this platform and its potentials, and I'm glad you came back and you're streaming and doing your thing, as well as enjoying some of this with us. Go. Find a good spot to watch from. Oh man, Rango. If that's so, then big cheers. I think you got you there, but glad to have been nearby. Missing the good stuff. Is it, Luke? Okay. No, nothing to apologize for. Then that's extra special than what you're doing. I see the charity tag, but I didn't know the details. You have enough wood to start using arrows again? Just for fun. Killed with violence. Armageddon. That's usually what happens when things get killed. It's rarely peaceful. Oh! Melee to Bellowback to death. Well, I often remind, and as I am often reminded by others, we don't know what lies ahead, even when we think we do. So, maybe, I still hope we get to see more of you. After that. Hey, Willow. And hello, Carmagen. Well, Yeah, Rango, if nothing else, that is what I hope to. That is what I
I'm
hope
so
to
enough.
offer, to provide. What have I got to offer? Well, I'm going to continue best I'm able to provide a place to chill for all of us. I think we all need it. No, I do. Watcher, 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 pigment. Willow, it in game it goes splendidly. And I'm hanging in there. How about you? Come on, I'm just gonna step back from the marker a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be up on a rock. We're nowhere near. That's what's up. We're nowhere near. How does that keep happening? I keep seeing that, and we are 250 meters from it. Egypt edition. Horizon Zero. Horizon Zero Dam. Really not a fan? Yeah, it's things are bumpy sometimes. You know, the difference between 6 a.m., 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and by the time we get to noon when the stream's supposed to start, a wild brain can go through a lot of stuff in that time. Is it? Well, I haven't played the Far Cry games as much. Oh. As much as I've always heard good things about Voss and 3. Great game, excellent villain. Don't want to miss it. I am not in the right spot. Haven't caught sight of the pigment. I don't know how high up the rock it is, but I think I'm on the wrong
I
side.
forget what warmth feels like out here.
On the ridge. Let's try come around and try coming up to the ridge. We may have to come up to the ridge from here. First, get back down to here. Find a way up. So I am not in a great position to argue because I haven't played Far Cry games. The map and the planned objectives, then it's exactly like Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's sad. I'm gonna take issue with that, even though I haven't played Far Cry, because let's just roll back for a minute. Creature design, combat, the story. But the map and the planned objectives remind you too much of Far Cry? I mean, you know, okay. That's like the least important parts of the game, and they're not the soulful bits. They're not the stuff that make the game awesome. They're the stuff that makes the game mappable. I don't know. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I think you're trying to give me a hard time. But I just think that's a little silly. Their maps and objective markers are too much alike. Horizon is splendidly original, even as it does stuff like Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider, even as it takes from all these things. Clearly, obviously. I think it did a magnificent job of being its own thing. Oh boy, the subtleties to the world, the flora, as well as the fauna. That was just, I was looking for a way up. We're still trying to get up. We're still trying to get up. How the hell do we get up? There. Try another side. I will keep an eye out for whatever Guerrilla does anymore. I have Killzone Shadowfall. I never played it. I mean, I played a few minutes of it when I got it with my PS4, and I'm not big on shooters, but I thought, this looks pretty. The zip lines were kind of cool. Ah, all right. Well, you might be onto something there. After you played Horizon, you might not like the Far Cry series that much. It will feel repetitive. Maybe because. Oh, there's 3 of them. Shit. I didn't mean to randomly back out without looking. If there's 3, I should be paying more attention. Hot damn. Let's cover. Let's not cover. 2 versus 1. They smoked ours. I wouldn't assume one way or the other, but if I ever get around to playing the Far Cry games, it's still the one that I'm a little more drawn to is Primal, but I know that's not considered the strongest entry, so who knows? 3 carried by Voss. I've heard this.
It's over.
Shit. About rode his buddy. Oh, we are getting. I just rolled. I am riding. I am unaware of what I am doing, but I think I just rode the backs of a couple machines there briefly. You can't ride. Hey, Wilson. I mean, this seems to borrow things from a bunch of different games. Reminds you of quite a few, but it seems like its own thing. Cool tribal aspect, sci-fi mixed in. Also, hi. Yeah, when Cyberpunk's not the only approach to mixing simple and complicated, primitive and high-tech. And I'm always a little worried when things do that. Even Final Fantasy, which has a long history of all sorts of that, mixing tech with their classic fantasy,
Just stay out of their way
high
for now.
fantasy stuff. And we really need to figure out how to get up there. I haven't yet. That's where I was coming by here, was trying to figure out how to get up there. Sometimes I feel like sci-fi taints my fantasy. I mean, I love sci-fi and I love fantasy, and occasionally I love them put together, but I don't always love them put together. And as much as I like the Final Fantasy series, I sometimes get the feeling that they're mixing them for the sake of it. Like gunblades. Gunblades are kind of cool. Yeah, I don't necessarily need spaceships in a story about magic. Although it was magic tech, so magic tech. But still, stuff like that, you know, I don't need rocket ships. You're coming our way, aren't you? Yes. Really good sci-fi is often depressing. Was that a Battlestar reference? Which I adore. Yes, a lot of really good sci-fi is really depressing. Yeah, Black Mirror, recent stuff like Black Mirror, Electric Dreams. On the way up. I had to work for this one. Don't miss it! Jeez, scared me. What's up there? And Dark Crystal. Hey, weren't they making a sequel to the Dark Crystal? What happened? That was years ago now that I heard that was underway. A lot of cool stuff in here. Tall neck, towers, the smoke off in the distance. Beautiful mountainscape. Yeah, it is. And so Carmagen, we're in this playthrough, we're still a bit short of endgame. Okay, where we're at in the story. Deep secrets of the earth. Beneath the Citadel, head beneath the Citadel to unravel the truth of Project Zero Dawn. But you're absolutely right. It is. So I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. But the lore in this game is fantastic. You should listen and read all of it. Listen to and read all of it you can. And it is. It's heartbreaking and plausible on many levels, and terrifying. Brimstone, I hear that. Yeah, it's excellent writing. And some of these text logs they're pages long and they're good. They tell real stories, personal tales, and they are so good. We have 1, 2, 3 pigments and 1 statue left, and some turn-ins, and that's it for today. But still have that. We're not there yet. We gotta get down. Oh, you do not want to go that way, do you, Aloy? Come on. Hey, Shadow Dragon. You were watching someone play through blind and they refused to read the lore. They found it boring and unimportant.
Cold. Very cold. I get it.
Well, that's way too bad for them. Aloy, do not miss. Down right here. Yeah, that's really too bad, though. Each their own, but that's too bad. Oh, we are so dying. I think we get to keep the pigment when I get us killed, though. There is that. Who thinks we'll live through this? Anyone? Any takers? Yeah. Skyrim, you're way down the mountain. That's how we got up. Part way. Jamster Fudge. Good evening, Jamster. Good evening, Entropic Fam and Jay. Yay, good to see you. Glad you can make it. We're gonna be here a little bit more, so I'm glad you did. How are we all? Aloy is fantastic. I'm getting through. The crew is awesome as usual. I don't mean to speak for anyone individually, but collectively, you are awesome, so I can speak for you all in that regard.
One for Sakuli.
Alright, here's our last, gotta veer off east, and then we'll be heading back towards and past the main village. Our last pickups. Ooh. Die. Willow, you're gonna make muddy buddies and chill. Chill is a go. So, just to reflect on recent events today, running out of wood, as well as blaze, while fighting a Fireclaw. That was fun. And then he died out of pity. That actually happened. Ran out of wood, could not craft arrows, Fireclaw died out of pity. That's a thing. Jamster, what 2 games on Switch other than Breath of the Wild would be good to have that'll last you a good long while? Mario Galaxy, not Odyssey? Not Galaxy Odyssey, yeah. I was gonna say they didn't release Galaxy, did they? Odyssey is a lot of fun. What would you say for length though? I mean, Breath of the Wild is like hundreds of hours and Odyssey's 30, 40? So it's really good. Odyssey is really good.
Quick way down.
Jamster, have you played too much Skyrim? It is fun on mobile. For the longevity. Even though it's the base game, no mods, 30 frames per second, it is pretty cool to have a mobile Skyrim. And I'm looking forward to getting Dark Souls again, too. Rex has. I don't think we've seen Rex today, Jamster, but Rex has played Xenoblade. I think he liked it. Wait, Xenoblade, was that the one he said it took him 30 hours until it got good? One person's opinion, but I think Xenoblade was the one that Rex said took him a long time till it got good, and then it was. I don't know, Jamster, you ever done the Minecraft thing? Not, no story there. It entirely depends on whether you like or hate Minecraft. Minecraft on Switch is... It's another one that feels like it belongs on a mobile. Well, I have picked the worst routes. Why would you play on Switch? You wouldn't for your first playthrough. If you've never played Skyrim, I would not play on Switch for your first playthrough. Of course it runs better on PC. Oh, you're talking about Minecraft. And of course it runs better on PC. Because play on toilet? I don't know. Seemed like a given to me. How are we supposed to get down without a rappel point? This guy, yeah. Minecraft Pocket is for toilet. Yeah, well, it's all about the same thing anyways. Think your Minecraft ship has sailed? Well, yours and a lot of people's. The Better Together update, the one that's meant to integrate all the versions, they keep delaying or just not releasing the Switch version, but it's still supposed to happen. So at least there'll be some cool cross-platform play there. Carmagen, the hardest... My greatest impediment with playing any more Skyrim, even though I'm still playing more Skyrim, it's the voice work. Or it's the voice reuse. It's my familiarity after not maybe 1,300 hours, but half that. Even good voices, like Steve Bloom's voice, showing up all over the place. My skin crawls, and I've tried playing with the voices off and just subtitles, and it loses something. But, yeah, so that's my biggest problem with playing any more Skyrim at this point, is the voices make me crazy now. Are there no mods to add more voices? I think there are. I was never as into chasing down all the mods as some people are. I bet there... But it would have to change. It's not just adding more. I would need voices altered. I would need Bellathor and Mercer Frey to not sound alike, and 50 other characters throughout the world with that voice and stuff like that. They would have to replace voices for a lot of characters, not just add a little bit. Yeah, for the stealth art, exactly. That's about the only way I play anymore, is stealth archer. Sure. Mods are easy to find. This is true. I just never got into it much. There, Rango, you've maybe seen me struggle too, trying to get to a few of these pigments. Same thing with the Vantages. There are a couple really obtuse ones. You will never get up unless you find the right starting spot, and it might just be one handhold somewhere. There are a few that were silly. I got pretty salty about that. Are you in a bunch of... Are you in an industrial ruin? Like a building ruin by chance?
Chill almost feels like sunburn.
Yeah, we don't want another version of Skyrim. We want a new game. Massive rock sticking out the side of a mountain. I know I struggled with a bunch of them. Hi, Yui. That's tough. This is one of those games that people don't want to have to buy a system for, but it's almost worth it by itself. Is for some people, but no, most people will not buy a system just for one game.
It has to be done. No one else will die because of them.
This game might be worth it. You found it, Rango? Beat. Yeah, this, I'm really glad we got to have a stream today. And this short stream was just about the right length. I am, on any given day lately, running on empty most of the time. But without deep diving on that, I'm running on empty right now. The whole stream pretty much have been. My brain is saying, enough, not enough game, not enough this, just enough. There's no juice. So I'm glad we're winding down. This was about the right length for today. Here, wasn't it? This is right at basically part of the village. And there was a pigment right here. It was probably the first pigment a lot of people picked up in the DLC because it was right by the dye pools. All pigments found. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, Jamster. Of course, money sets that problem up nicely, but there's different versions of that, and I have different issues with them. The idea that a studio like Sony or Microsoft, any company would buy a development studio, buy them out, like Naughty Dog being part of Sony. That's different than when a company like Sony or Microsoft pays a developer to lock away content temporarily. I mean, either way, it's about money, but there's something particularly greedy about opening your pocketbook to deny part of the consumer base the product to force people to buy the right version of it that you profit extra. You know, that's it just smells different. It's completely different than buying out a studio. If you buy out a dev studio and then the games they make only come out for your system because it's basically you making it, it stings sometimes, like this. Like Naughty Dog games, Last of Us. But it doesn't seem unfair. It's more unfortunate. Yeah, and like Bloodborne, because Bloodborne was a collaboration between Studio Japan, which is Sony, So the actual developer of the game was not singularly from. It was Sony was an actual developer. So no, they're not gonna multi-plat that. I think we found it. Cow. It's our last collectible for the DLC. All animal figurines. Sweet. Let's go turn in the animal figurines. No, the pigments and then the figurines. Octanaltok. That's gotta be the pigment turn in. I don't think we've done any riding today. We've done a lot of riding recently. A lot of dismount strikes. None today. Gonna topple. Let it. Let it.
Getting too steep to ride.
I won't have enough problems not having to watch after Outlanders.
Alright, so after we turn in this, we're going up to Montana Recreations up by the geysers. But that's where we're gonna wrap for tonight and for the weekend. So I'm gonna start winding down. Thank you all for joining me today. I know we had a late start and a shorter stream than... You know what? It wasn't even planned. What's planned anymore? Thank you. Making it awesome.
I heard. Aratak told me about Araya.
I'm sorry, Naltuk.
If you don't
apologies.
want story stuff,
Aratak said that in the end she
cover
was
your ears. Don't
filled
look.
with the blue light. She got what she always wanted, didn't she? Each time I doubt my way forward, I think I should seek her guidance. And then I remember. The only guidance I'll receive is my own. Which will have to be good enough. There's much to do.
The Fire Claws. Aratak asked me to help hunt them down.
It's a dire task, but it occupies my attention, so I suppose I'm grateful for it. My scouts have tracked them across the cut.
I'd like to think you're right, Naltuk. About Araya getting what she wanted.
I think... I'm sure she did. All her victories. Surviving the Karja, communing with the spirit, defeating the daemon. Every goal she ever set for herself, she accomplished. And in the end, she was rewarded with the blue light itself. The songs say that our bodies are poor vessels for the light. Our hearts are too dark. But at least for a moment, before she passed, I hope she felt what it was like to be part of it.
You don't sound like you trust yourself to take Araya's place.
Oraya inspired. Whatever we encountered, the new machines, the slaughter at Thunder's Drum, we knew we would endure, because she had endured worse. I don't know that I have her confidence. Trust is earned, Aloy. Even in oneself.
You earned Araya's trust, didn't you? She believed you were up to this. And so do I.
Do you?
I wouldn't have said it if I hadn't meant it.
And I suppose I'd better live up to your expectations.
I've already found the fire claws in Altuk. It's over.
That's it then. That's the last of the daemon's work washed away. The last notes of Araya's song sung. The Cut is a safer place to live because of what you've accomplished. And now it's time to start anew.
I'm glad I could be a part of it.
As are we all, Aloy. Thank you.
Okay. We had enough shards, we could pick up some new gear. All right, our last stop for the day is up there. Oh, looky, looky. All quests completed. Nice. There's the frost claws, or the fire claws.
Sing
Not done
Iraq
those.
songs and enjoy each other's company.
When Zakuli completes her painting, it will be cause for celebration.
I know not everyone's a Final Fantasy 13 fan, but I never did finish I went back to play it with the original voices and English subtitles. I liked the Japanese voice work, and I thought I was going to like it more. And when I finally played it, what happened was I had put in so many hours with the English voices that it didn't work. It didn't work. I should have gone, I was going to go with the Japanese voice work. I should have done it from the beginning. Good win. Thank you for the host. I've gotten used to seeing the silly helmets on everybody else, as long as I don't have to see them on Aloy. I'm okay. Everybody else can wear silly looking headgear if they want. No sweat off her brow. That was awkward. I should have taken a trail. Should be picking up all this wood. We're still way short of where we should be. Fine, we'll walk. Stop standing on my wood. You're standing on my wood. Oh, fine. Oh, we had some cool fights today after all. I thought, for a little while, I thought we weren't going to have any big fights. But maybe a fire claw, but I just want to roam and hunt and instead, we not only fought 3 fire claws, but we fought 2 at once. I had no idea that was gonna happen. Oh, we're back at the dam, and we're gonna go up this way. Graceful, but it'll get us up. Yeah, so I know my Streamlabs list continues to miss Game Wisp stuff. Tomalak with the resub today, thank you. And I hope I'm not forgetting anyone else from Game Wisp today, but I always draw a blank on it, trying to think back through. It's why lists help, and the Game Wisp stuff falls off the list. The Misbehave, Tyler, thank you for the hosts. As always, thank you all for the excellent company. We've got a couple minutes left, but be ducking out after that. Trying to refuel, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekends. We'll be back at this on Monday, probably to finish or get very close to finishing the main story. And if we don't finish that on Monday, then Tuesday.
Care to talk about these figurines of yours?
They're not really mine, but I've always got time to talk about them.
Got his
There you
last
go,
two
Enjuk.
figures.
That should be the last of the figurines.
So we're getting box 1, box 3. Don't disappear quite yet, Rango, if you want to see these holographic
reunited.
animals.
And look at them. They're beautiful. You've done a great thing, Aloy. These may represent the last record that any of these beasts ever lived. Take this. It's the least I can do. And come back anytime. I and our animal friends await your return.
That's all for now.
Until next time, then.
So he has taken over this place, Montana Recreations. Let's just go down the list of all of them. Check out all the animals here. Hollow projectors, total of 7. He had found 1. We found him the other 6.
Wow, what do we
Versus
Goodness gracious. Welcome
the
aboard.
magnificent American black bear.
Thank you for the follow.
Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
By
How would you
Montana
like to find yourself cornered by
Recreations.
that thing?
I suspect I'd like it very much indeed. What a beautiful beast you were.
Yes. He wants to play with the black bear. He fancies himself a naturalist. Learning of the old world.
Puma Concalor, the fearsome cougar. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
His coat is sand-colored. Could it have been a burrowing animal? Perhaps those teeth were only used for digging.
Maybe. It's for digging.
Bison, bison, bison. That's the actual Latin name of the regal American bison.
What?
Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Bison, bison, bison.
Perhaps that's some sort of old-world custom in which one repeats the name of a particularly revered animal.
That was one of the ones we just brought back that I hadn't seen. Hollow animals, yeah. And the interpretations this guy has based on the little clips of what these animals might have been, you know, what the claws and teeth and coat of fur might have been for. Oh, he's something special. He's trying.
Versus Arctos,
No, this one.
the menacing grizzly bear. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Those claws look like they could rip someone in half.
Perhaps in its youth, but you heard Montana Recreations. He said it's grizzled, old. Its hunting days are behind it.
It's grizzled, old.
Odocoleus virginianus, the majestic mule deer. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Not built like a predator, but perhaps it needed those horns to take down its prey in the absence of sharp fangs.
Oh, you didn't see the fangs?
Canis lupus, the enigmatic gray wolf. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Could it be that these wolves and our foxes are the same somehow? Perhaps after hundreds of winters. No. No, that's ridiculous.
Alcis alcis, the noble moose. Brought brought to you by Montana Recreations.
The horns grow like trees. Of course, this moose used those bizarre growths to blend in with its forest home.
Camouflage for the trees, of course. Nailed it. Nailed it. And Yoke's a good guy. He just came up with the idea of evolution and immediately dismissed it. Yes. Pretty good. Alright, that's it for us for now. And barring unforeseen circumstance, we'll resume on Monday. I hope you all have a very good rest of your weekends. Peaceful, fruitful, restful weekends. Molesy, thank you for the host. Yeah, and cheers to a good start next week. Let's make it one. I'll see you all on the flip side. Good night. Much love to the Entropic family far and wide. I'll catch you all on the flip side.